All right. Well, welcome everyone to this new upcoming session on Creator Camp. We're hosted today with Jigarbov, who is the creator of a number of different amazing, diverse add-ons on top of Minecraft and worlds on top of Minecraft, from Infinity Dungeons to computers to Poisonous Potato, so many different things. I know when we were first working on some of the add-ons and the computers add-on, I thought, wow, this is a really interesting add-on. But as I actually got to go play with it, I realized, you know what? Like, you're probably doing a better job of delivering a computer on every desktop and in every house, which used to be Microsoft's old slogan. I thought, every cave that I ever build from now on should absolutely have a computer inside of it. So you made a believer out of me, for sure. But Jigarbov, you're going to talk a little bit today about add-on ecosystems. Take it away.
Yes, hello. I'm Jigarbov of Jigarbov Productions. Let me restart my timer. I'm going to talk about add-on ecosystems. Oh yeah, I already said that. That's what I look like. Also, face reveal. Been making content since 2011, which is a very long time ago in Minecraft years. You may recognize some of these pieces of content. They're all the free ones, so they've had a lot of downloads. Traveling Trader is one of my personal favorites, but also the other ones. Since then, been starting making add-ons because add-ons are really cool. So I'm actually haven't made add-ons for as long as a lot of people have. Although I guess technically the add-ons exist for the world, but now they're separate. Poisonous Potato is obviously very popular since the April Fools. It actually recently got an update, which is very fun. I made the Tetris add-on, which I still can't believe I was able to do, and Battle Mutants with Juju Style, who is a super talented mutant man. I'm going to talk about what is an add-on, what is an ecosystem, what is an add-on ecosystem. An add-on adds, so some of this you may already know, but it is worth mentioning again. An add-on adds stuff. So this is Minecraft. And if you add an add-on like all the wool, it changes this amount of wool into this amount of wool. So you basically add tons of wool, and you can do that with anything that you want. So we've made all of these different add-ons, and all of these different add-ons add something new to the game and work within the vanilla ecosystem. It is possible to stack as many add-ons as you want until the game breaks. Here's me testing all of them at the same time with vibrant visuals turned on. It looks very pretty. And if you look carefully behind the brown sheep, who definitely photobombed this image, there is a mutato. I'm very sad that brown sheep got in the way. Very sad. I should also mention, so at the marketplace, we're all bound by following certain rules, and one of those is the building cooperative add-ons. So not all add-ons are created equally. Generally, the ones on the marketplace work very well together. Certainly, there's some edge cases where maybe they don't work as well together, but all of Jigarbov production add-ons work very well together. Visit this link if you want to learn more about how to make your add-on compatible with all of the other add-ons. The main thing people don't want to change is the player entity file, but there's other ways you can work around that. What is an ecosystem? Well, it's like nature. The trees grow and the stuff eats the trees and it dies, and then we eat the antelope and the antelope eats the grass. I don't know. There was a line that said something about a circle of life. Vanilla has that as well, kind of. There's blocks and there's trees and there's animals, and we sort of want to work within that whole thing. That was the first image that Google gave me. Thanks, Google. Basic compatibility with an ecosystem, you want to be able to hit stuff, and we can do that with the attack component. So I have a sword, I have killed this pig. Diggers can dig stuff, so there's a Minecraft digger component, and different blocks can be broken faster if you're using the right tool. And you can tag those blocks with something like Minecraft is pickaxe destructible. So these are the Tetris blocks. They're made to be like stone. Obviously, when you punch them, nothing happens. I use a vanilla iron pickaxe, and you can break it as fast as you would expect to be able to. And likewise why is that still playing? I'm a professional, folks. The Tetris 2D Tetris blocks have interesting water properties so that you can sort of create this funnel. It blocks the direction that water can exit it. So you can do really fun stuff like this, which is not that easy to do outside of using these fun components like liquid detection. We also have something called family types. Make sure you add family types to all of your mobs. So if you add undead to something that's undead, we'll change the way that potions interact with them, much like they do with other mobs. If you add inanimate to objects, it will act like a armor stand so that other stuff generally won't attack it. And that's good for if you're making furniture or whatever. So I added monster and undead to this mutant zombie, and that makes the vanilla iron golem really not like that guy. Oh, I guess we'll never know who won that fight. The other thing we can do is add whatever we want. So this is something that is not, in reality. We have a detector, and I thought, it'd be really cool if we could detect ore. So that's what I made, and you can detect all of the gold ore and the diamond ore and the various other kind of ores that there are. And that seems like that would be all you would need to do to integrate into the add-on, into the vanilla ecosystem. But you know what else other people can do? NetherPixel comes along and adds more ores and tools, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if your detector could detect these ores? So I added this. It's the other add-on detector, and it works just the same as it would for any other of the detectors, but it can also find ore from other add-ons. Wow, how fancy. How does it work? I never talked to NetherPixel. I sent them a message afterwards. And I was like, look, our add-ons talk to each other. And they were like, cool. And the players were happy, and everyone cried, and everyone was so happy, and it was good times for all. Oh, actually, I need to mention this. Warning: cross-compatibility of add-ons increases risks of things not working together and relies on creators working together. If any part of the system doesn't work as expected, this can result in unhappy players and broken results. When it all works together, it can result in extremely happy players. Mojang does not recommend extreme amounts of cross-add-on functionality because it is dangerous.
Thank you. That appreciated all the disclaimers, as always.
You're welcome, Mike. So what do we do to make Detector work on other add-ons? Basically, we have a look to see what block is being used. I basically check the end to see _ore and strip the Minecraft namespace at the start, and that's it. It works. It's like pretty quick and dirty. And all this only works because NetherPixel were smart enough to use the vanilla naming standard for those blocks. And that's something everyone should always do, is follow the vanilla nomenclature for all of the different things that they're doing. So _ore is an easy one. If you're making an ore, make sure you do that, because it helps people like me or any other add-on creator to be like, oh, now I know that that's an ore, probably. I can do something with that. Now, if you put ore at the start or somewhere in the middle, well, then the whole thing falls apart. Here's another add-on. This one is called Papercraft Mob Stickers. This one is one of my absolute favorites. To make it work with the vanilla ecosystem, I just need to make it work with vanilla mobs. As you can see, our sheep has been turned into a beautiful sticker. Look at it. So pretty. Now you may be thinking, how are we going to make this work for other add-ons? I made the poisonous potato add-on, and it has the mutator, and we love the mutator. It's so pretty and muscular. Like, surely players would be unhappy if they had Papercraft mob stickers and poisonous potato at the same time and it didn't work. So we made it work. We have the mutator sticker. It is interesting though, because these add-ons are separate. You don't want that sticker to appear unless you have the poisonous potato add-on, and you don't want, to be able to stickerify it unless you have the Papercraft mob sticker. So the sticker is, for all intents and purposes, invisible unless you have both of them at the same time. Now, we can hide some things by changing the menu category to none, and for blocks, making sure that it's hidden in command. So players, once they have one or the other, they'll never know that thing exists. And then when you join them both together, then you can use scripting to pop the item out. We also did it with Battle Mutants. Watch this as I try not to die. Hooray! Oh, this one's even cuter than the sheep, isn't it? It's beautiful. And here's like a whole bunch of code. The short answer is what the bullet points say on the side. Papercraft mob stickers has a huge array of, if this entity gets hit, turn it into this sticker. There is a rare chance of a shiny sticker, and it can accept a payload, and we basically send an entire array of stickers from the other add-ons. So Poisonous Potato sends basically an array at world launch and says, hey, is this Papercraft stickers add-on installed? I'm just going to yell it out to the void, and then Papercraft stickers will be like, oh, yes, I am. Hello. I will accept your array very gracefully. Make sure that the JSON is coded correctly, and now that I know that you exist, I will make sure to give the correct book, the correct sticker. And the good thing about that is, obviously, it makes Papercraft mob stickers so much better the more add-ons that support it. But that's not all, because it's not just one way. Because you get the stickers for all of these add-ons that you enjoy, it's like, well, I love Battle Mutants so much. I want stickers of all of these things. How do I do that? Well, so it makes all of them better, not just Papercraft mob stickers. Adding this support and this sort of ecosystem helps them all be better as a result. And the last one I'm going to talk about is computers. It's my baby. I love it. Computers are so good. It adds a bunch of games, send emails to other computers, and it stats a bunch of tracks. Stat tracking for a whole bunch of different things, including vanilla stuff. Java has all of this beautiful page about how many blocks are broken, how many items, and all this other stuff. So I thought, well, I would really like that. If I had a computer, I would want to know that sort of information. So I added that. And that one's pretty easy. That one's just by using script events. And when a player places a block, I increase scoreboard. It's quite dirty, but I'm using this scoreboard to increase the numbers on all of those things, and then just regurgitating them back into this stat analysis. So you can see that here. But it not only supports that, it supports other add-ons as well. So you can see I even have Tetris on there, and there's actually a whole list of, I think, over 20, maybe 30 add-ons that support computers. So you can see we have 16 stickification events have occurred. And you can see all the different computer stats. So make note of the one printout. And this is how it works behind the scenes. It is very old school, I will say. If we change the scoreboard to show this particular scoreboard, you can see those values are just stored right there in the game. And to do that, you can also, I guess, hack it by changing any of those scores to whatever you want. Now let's have a look at our computer. Of course, you cannot be in creative while using NPC windows. That would be illegal. And you can see that the score now has increased. Hooray! Also, the keyboard taps went up a whole bunch too, because I have a little in my animation controller for the computer. Every time you interact with it, it increases the score. So how do I do that? Well, as I said, you make a compatible scoreboard. If it has jig_computer.addon_stats, computers will just pull it. It's like it's completely exposed. Anyone could change or add anything. So for that reason, I do not recommend it for any critical things for your add-on to work. But in this situation, it is just really cool. So yes, someone could go in there and be like, I've actually printed 1 million things, but like it doesn't hurt anyone except for them who didn't earn that real million printouts. And then obviously we use a lang file to just translate that. So behind the scenes, if you have computers installed and any of the other add-ons that are installed that support computers, there's just a whole bunch of different scoreboards which you can access. You're only hacking yourself, as Thomas said. And that's like actually pretty much it. And I feel like I got through this in record time. This is like that full ecosystem for at least these three, but there are so many other different ways you can integrate all of your different things. Battle Mutants adds over 50 stickers to Papercraft Mob Stickers, and Mob Stickers tells computers how many times it snapped the book. Also, I didn't mention is Papercraft Mob Stickers has a DEX that will look up from its array that is constructed to show how many stickers there are in total, including from all of the other add-ons. And every time you snap a book, it completes it. So having like all of these add-ons supported means you get even more things to do when you have those. We're actually building an app for computers that when Papercraft Mob Stickers is installed, you'll be able to print the stickers that you have already unlocked. And obviously you can use the radar to find more mobs, and those mobs then you can turn into stickers, and then those stickers you can stick on walls. It's really, really cool. Here is a bunch of links for things that you may find useful for the different things that I talked about today, like the computers add-on stats integration. Like you can do that for any add-on, even on MCPDL. It's like completely open for anyone to use and look at and see how I did it. Same with Papercraft Mob Stickers. You can see what that payload looks like, and then either design your add-on to accept that kind of payload, or reverse engineer it to have yours send something else to someone else. And obviously my YouTube channel is Jigarbov. Any questions? Oh, that's actually the whole team. So, well, there's more. We have other collaborators too, but Juju Style 7 does all the mutant stuff. Faylina does all of the accounting and boring business stuff that I don't like to take care of. Also does a lot of QA. I'm Jigarbov, and that's Blue Hush, who does all the builds, and that's Jose, who does a lot of coding, and there's Helen talking about other things. Thanks. We'll go back to questions now.
All right. Thank you so much, Jigarbov, and thank you so much for doing all of your good work to make add-ons be more friendly with other add-ons. Despite sometimes maybe our best efforts to kind of discourage you, because we're always worried about make sure it's reliable and all that kind of good fun stuff.
Well, that's something that I didn't mention was having a common item. So I have something called a wrench, which exists in all of my add-ons, and it conflicts with itself on purpose. And then I can use that same wrench to do things on all of the different add-ons, like change the computer style or blah, 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 blah. And the game does yell at you and says, hey, this wrench already exists. Why are you trying to add it again? But also you don't have 8 wrenches if you have all of the add-ons on at the same time. So
I know we've chatted about this before, but what would your dream capability in the platform be that would make add-ons even more friendly or safe with one another?
I think the biggest thing that would be good would be like more vanilla things, so that they're made specifically for us. So right now with family types is a really good example, actually, with mobs. So we have so few family types that works well within the vanilla ecosystem specifically. So like undead is a good one and inanimate is a good one, but it would be nice to actually tag something as hostile, because some things are tagged as monster and some things are not. I actually don't think the Ender Dragon is a monster, for example, but it should be. And there's a few little weirdnesses like that. So if vanilla added a bunch of categories and things like that for blocks and entities, then we would just use that instead of having to make our own sort of thing. And shared ores is something that would be awesome, so we're not all adding different versions of the same copper. Things like that.
Yeah. I know we talked a lot about that. We definitely should do more work on the creator learning portal, for example, to at least, even if vanilla doesn't add more type families to the taxonomy, that we've got a better taxonomy that all of us as add-on creators can agree upon for those different categories of objects.
100%.
Yeah. Kyoga
anime is a good one.
Yeah.
Every
time I look at that,
everyone should use it.
Every time I look at how the JSON files organize their type families, it's definitely a little lacking. We could definitely do more there. Kyoga asks, what inspires you to make add-ons compatible with each other? We know it's always more work for you for the most part. So what inspires you?
It's just something that I would like myself. If I was downloading, these add-ons, it makes them feel way more cohesive. And that's pretty much it. If you have all of these siloed things that don't talk to each other, then it just feels like, very separate systems all of the time. But, the reality is that we can add multiple add-ons at the same time, and it's even better if, it's not 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = 5, because of the different ways that they can communicate or interact. So, some of the Tetris ones are a great example where one of them is a rotation tool, and obviously you can use that on anything, not just the one thing. It's just it would be sad if it only worked on that one specific thing, and it would be if our tools didn't work in the vanilla ecosystem, it would be the same. So it's about making it feel more like a cohesive whole, rather than all of these separate parts.
Okay, one last question before we sort of break. But and if you're in the audience, if you're in the chat, please keep the questions coming. We have the creator roundtable later on where we'll take more questions with folks like Jigarbov in that part of the session. But the last question: how reliable are add-ons to not break between updates?
Oh, sorry. Did you have more of that question?
Oh, well, I mean, maybe another way to say it is, have you seen any sort of categories of breaks, or is there any kind of thing that an add-on can do to make itself more robust, especially with respect to things like updating and the like?
Yeah.
And and that was from Mac Murray Music. I promise I did not plant that question.
I was going to say, did you ask that on purpose so I could say, actually, it's pretty good in the Bedrock ecosystem where stuff doesn't break every update, for the most part? And at least for me, like even now, I have maps on the marketplace that I released, in 2017 that I only recently updated, and that was because I had to. And it still works, to this day. And the same is true for add-ons, where, at least so far, like I release it and the only stuff that is broken is things either that I knew about or that's a Minecraft bug or something like that. And, obviously I update it with new content all the time. And yeah, like it's quite a good ecosystem to make your add-ons, and yeah, it doesn't break every update as long as you're not doing hacky stuff.
Yeah.
Like cross-addon implementations. Things like that.
Well, it's awesome stuff that you're building, even despite sometimes how I'm kind of like, and others are kind of like, well, just make sure that people are doing it reliably. But yeah, all great stuff. Please check out the links that Jigarbov put for, more information about how you can make your add-on participate in the broader ecosystem. And we'll be working with Jigarbov and other folks to, have more established means for add-on ecosystems, add-ons in the ecosystem to work with one another. With that, thanks, Jigarbov. I'll see you later in the Creator Roundtable. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.